Two of the cast members from the great show on CBS, MASH, are with us today on Omelette. Loretta Swit, who plays Hot Lips, and Larry Linville, who plays Major Frank Burns. And there's a good bit of hanky-panky that goes on between you two on the show. Is that true, Loretta?
It's true. We like not to talk about it, but now that you've made us
obvious
a scandal publicly, we will admit to it, yes.
Yes.
It's a lot of fooling around going on.
Yes, we are only close
Not
friends.
for me, of course.
Very, very.
You never take the lead in that.
No, it's Frank, really.
Can't help myself.
I try to keep things in order, but...
Larry, you have, it seems to me, an interesting challenge. You play the part of a stuffed shirt, and yet, in your self-righteous...
Frank, did you hear what he called you?
And at the same time, you're indulging in this hanky-panky with Hot Lips. Is that difficult to pull off? It doesn't seem so on the stage. It seems to play very well.
Well, the man is hypocritical, but hypocrites are real. Just as real as playing a lover, a murderer, a junkie, a priest, or whatever. He's a person. You know, it's an element of creating something that is real and not cardboard. It's part of the actor's art. The whole reason we exist.
I can see what the... what about that other character? He was on our show again this year, McLean Stevenson.
We try not to talk about
You'd rather not bring up his name?
Poor man.
Poor man.
McLean is one of the most compulsively funny men I've ever met in my life, and he's just so extraordinary. He can stop clowning, and you discover that he's a terribly deep, terribly bright person. He wrote one of our scripts last season called The Army-Navy Game. And Alan wrote another script. Larry has written a script. They're speaking as the only female, the most wildly talented group of actors I've ever worked with.
Sometimes McLean can just really take you off balance because he can turn so serious.
Destroy is the word you're looking for.
I mean,
wipe you out is the words you're searching for. Yes, he can.
Do you change that readily from one personality to another? You're basically pretty much the same.
I don't know. To me, an actor, to me, a human being is a collection of personalities. There's no such thing in my mind as an actor as a single personality. I think we are composites of various traits, and I think as an actor, you marshal these traits and use the ones you want at the time.
He's so bright.
Loretta,
cute.
We talked to you just before you began this series. You've done some serious things, and you came here with Wayne Rogers and McLean Stevenson.
Another person we try not to
Don't want to bring that up.
Now, a whole year.
And Alan
A year or more has, excuse me if I'm interrupting.
No, that's okay.
A whole year or more has passed.
Has it been that long? You see it when you're having fun?
Did it have many surprises for you?
Surprises in terms of... in terms of what? Just...
in terms of what the show has done and what you expect of it?
To make us notorious, as it were. Well, I love people, essentially, so fans are a special love, and I've had some funny incidents happen to me, and some of the fan mail is very interesting. I get love poems, and, you know, that's all very pretty. I enjoy that very much.
Did you anticipate the kind of hit it was going to be when you got called for the role?
When I got called for the role, and Larry and all of us, we just were called to do a pilot. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. When we met you last year, it had sold. We had no idea what the scripts would be like. We only knew each other, and we had high hopes based on that, and based on the fact that we had great faith in our producer and our writer, Larry Gelbart. And we all have worked very, very hard, so it's nice, after having paid our dues, to get moved to a new time slot and enjoy the rewards of being a good show.
Do you think it's difficult, or it would have been more difficult for you if you didn't gel, as you say, when you met each other and you felt comfortable?
Oh, sure.
Oh, it would have been impossible.
Would it maybe have been impossible?
Well, I don't know.
No, not totally impossible, but it would have been ordinary
it just would have been
instead
different.
of what it is.
No, I think it would have been different. I don't know who's to say what it would be like, but we, you know, we are what we are, and what happened, happened.
Yeah.
There are a lot of shows that are not like ours, and they're good shows. You know, I just think that we're lucky in that we all like each other so much. And, you know, we spend time with each other even when we don't have to.
Larry, you have a great dramatic tradition in your family. A gentleman that we met and liked enormously. One of the great American actors is your father-in-law, Will Geer of
Larry
the
doesn't
Waltons.
like to talk about
Don't
it.
want Brett to talk about that either?
Why
But
not?
isn't Larry wonderful? Don't you think Major Burns is just wonderful? You hear
Of course
them
I'm
out there,
wonderful.
darling?
You cut
I
that
put
out.
the cat.
What were you trying to say?
What was the original question?
Yeah, that too.
About Will. Yeah, he's the grand old man of theater, film, you name it.
I don't know. He never writes. He never calls.
but Larry married his daughter. That's something.
She is indeed.
That's right.
Yes. Happily, Kate likes Mayor Else Boy.
Oh, yeah, the fur would fly.
Quite a
problem.
woman. Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
How's your social life, Loretta?
But isn't he wonderful? Now, I have been very busy. I've been traveling a lot. I went to Australia, and I came back through Tahiti, which was great fun, and I've been doing other things. I did a movie.
Yeah.
And I did a movie of the week with your friend McLean.
Right.
He sends you his love, by the way.
Right.
I'm supposed to kiss you on the mouth
He
from
did do
McLean
that,
Stevenson.
yes. He kissed me.
And
yeah,
then
I
do
did.
other terrible things,
Yes, yes.
which you know I won't do.
No,
I want to
he-
know more about the movie you just...
Jimmy Caan and Alan Arkin are starring in the movie. Valerie Harper's in it. Linda Marsh. Who else? Jack Christian. I play Jack Christian's wife. And I think it has all the earmarks of being a very, very good film. It'll be released sometime
It's a great
this year.
cast. We have a picture on our wall, Loretta, of you exercising two little dogs.
Yes, they're mine. There's a third now. One of the dogs in the picture became a mother, and I had she had 4 peekapoos, which is a Pekingese who's messed around with a poodle.
Is that what
And
they're
what's the
called?
word again?
Peekapoos.
Peekapoos.
Isn't he wonderful?
Larry, do you contribute anything besides
Being
giggle
wonderful.
there?
Listen, I'm having a hell of a time just watching and listening.
Yeah, just giggling.
Terrific.
Do you regard her as a serious person?
Loretta?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, very deeply serious. Yeah. I don't believe anyone can or is capable of playing comedy unless they have that.
Half of all humor is truth. It's got to be that way. That's why I think...
You must have that to work from, I think,
Right.
to be successful and good at it.
I've
Are
seen
you very
do some
sensitive,
serious stuff.
the cast as a whole? You think... Are
To
you,
each other?
Yeah, to criticism from...
No, we can't take criticism from each other. We can't take advice and so forth. Yes, absolutely.
In fact, that is
That's a part. That's a whole
encouraged.
part of. That's right. You
Because
know,
it is a
why
collective
not?
effort.
We trust each other.
It's
We
not so.
right. We know that what should be number one is the show, and we all contribute to that end. So as a result of that, you don't have a star, you know, and 5 others. You have 6 people contributing to the star of MASH, and MASH is the star, and that's what I think comes across.
It's really quite extraordinary because when we start a discussion about a scene, a piece of business, the script or whatever, personality is left out. It has no place in the argument. You know, when we are talking techniques, we are talking structures, we are talking whatever we're talking about, and as Alan says, let's talk garbage. And when we are finished talking garbage, then we will get some good ideas. And from these good ideas, we will have brilliant ideas. You know, so you
Hopefully,
really
right.
must go through that process
Right.
of being able to open your mouth and make a fool of yourself and say something really dumb. Because that thing which strikes you may mate with another thing in someone else's mind,
right,
and
right.
wham, we've got lightning.
Yeah.
You know?
The whole
And-
idea.
Ooh,
I had an
exciting.
acting teacher once who told me that unless you were willing to be absolutely terrible on stage, you would never find the courage or the freedom to be absolutely great. And it's almost like allowing yourself to be very unhappy, and that's the way you develop your sensitivity so that you can be terribly happy. A person who can't feel pain can't feel joy either. You didn't know that. I'm sorry, am I keeping you awake?
I think he's wonderful, too,
Frank, he
Loretta.
doesn't like me.
That's all right. You're wonderful.
Thanks for being on Omelet Lovebirds. Loretta Swit and Larry Linville from MASH. We'll be back in a minute.
Maybe.
Maybe.